You may not know, but Mary Emma is the previous recipient of this award, and I'm proud to follow in her footsteps. It's amazing how she, throughout my life, has paved the way for me in everything I do. And so I thank you, Mary Emma, for once again showing me the way and leading me through my life. Thank you. I'm honored to be here today to receive this prestigious award. I would like to thank Ursuline Academy and the Alumni Association for this recognition. Thank you for my family for being here today. My 9 siblings are all here with their families and their children and their wives and husbands, my stepchildren, my grandchildren, and my husband Gary. I'm both honored and humbled to stand before you today. As I look around the room, I see many of my fellow classmates and other Ursuline graduates and think this award could go to any one of these women. Ursuline taught us all to be distinguished, to be independent thinkers, and to be doers. At every major event during our 4 years here, Ursuline reminded us of our role in the world and of our call to service. One of my most profound memories at Ursuline occurred during my sophomore year. The Ursuline sisters took a group of us to an event in downtown Dallas, and while we were sitting in the auditorium awaiting a nun who was the guest speaker, our sisters were presented with the opportunity to go behind stage to personally meet the speaker. They invited the students to join them, but being young and enjoying our break from school, we decided to stay in our seats and enjoy popcorn and Cokes instead. As the crowd was pouring into the room, I had no idea that what I was about to hear would change my life forever. As the speaker addressed us in her soft-spoken voice, she was small and frail on the stage, so modest and meek. But her words and her message were powerful and profound. Her compassion and sincerity touched a chord so deep within us, we sat mesmerized. Her message was clear and simple and hit the very core of what we were being taught at Ursuline. We are here to serve. Spreading love and compassion throughout the world is the greatest gift we can give. I have thought about this speaker and her words often throughout my life. Though I did not realize exactly who she was at the time, she became more famous as the years wore on, and in 1979 she was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for her work with the destitute and dying in India. She believed in serving the poorest of the poor. It was not until years later that I could appreciate the magnitude of who this speaker was, not only in relation to my life, but to that of the rest of the world. As it turns out, the speaker was Mother Teresa of Calcutta. And yes, I will always regret passing up the opportunity to go behind stage to meet her, instead enjoying Cokes and popcorn. But I will never forget her words and the effect they had on my life. For me, Mother Teresa became synonymous with all I was taught at Ursuline: service, love, compassion for all. In 2002, my husband Gary and I moved to the small rural town of Greensboro, Georgia, located in Greene County, which had been considered one of the poorest counties in the state. Over 70% of the students in the school system would not graduate from high school, and over 60% of the girls would become unwed mothers. Several years ago, a man-made lake had been added, giving rise to gated communities with golfing, boating, and leisure living, which attracted retirees from all over the country. Outside the gated communities, however, Greene County remained poor. As more and more retirees moved into the area, we were blessed with individuals who had time, talents, the ability, and the means to make a difference in the county. Charities and non-profit groups popped up as people got busy volunteering, including the St. Vincent de Paul Society and Habitat for Humanity, both calling my name. As a community, we began assisting the families in need, guiding them and empowering them to overcome poverty. But what we did not know was that in the process, they would enrich our lives in ways we could never imagine. As we worked with the families, they would weep tears of joy, saying, "We thought God had forgotten us, but we knew one day He would come." And they would look at us with gratitude and say, You are a blessing sent to us from God. I must say, it was truly a most humbling experience. I believe we learned much more from them than they learned from us. Though they may have been financially poor, they were rich in spirit. We watched as they overcame the trials and tribulations that had faced their families from generation to generation, and all along the way, they inspired us with their faith, determination, and undying hope. They taught us what it was like to fight a long battle, never giving up, and holding on to their faith in God, giving Him praise for all they had. And where we had set out to help them, we realized, in fact, they had lifted our spirits and our souls, and changing us forever, and teaching us the true meaning of loving thy neighbor. And again I remember the words of Mother Teresa. It is not how much we do, but how much love we put into the doing. It is not how much we give, but how much love we put into the giving. Mother Teresa, like Ursuline, taught that love and compassion can change the world, and we are witness to this in our everyday lives. I thank you again for this honor today. Thank you to Ursuline Academy for all you have taught us. You have made life changes in each of us, and you are changing the world one graduate at a time. I would like to say a special thank you to my parents, Isabel and Lawrence Ackles, who both passed away in recent years. They sacrificed to send all 10 of us to either Ursuline or Jesuit because they believed in the value of an education centered on our spiritual and moral growth. My parents provided their undying love and devotion to each of us, guiding us and teaching us to love each other and to serve others. They believed these core values would be the foundation in our lives, shaping us to be both a leader as well as a servant to those around us. I would like to thank my sisters and brothers, who each has been a role model to me, teaching and guiding me throughout my life. You continue to be a tremendous source of strength and wisdom to me, and I thank God for you and your families. Thank you to my stepchildren and grandchildren, from both of my husbands. Though I was never blessed with children of my own, I truly believe if I could have handpicked my children, I could not be more blessed than I am today. I would like to thank my husband, Gary, for all of your love and support. Thank you for the work you do with Habitat for Humanity and for the sacrifices you make because of the time I spend with them. Your steadfast faith in me and your wisdom and unwavering optimism are an inspiration to me, and I thank you for the goodness you bring into my life. And to my fellow classmates, and to all Ursuline graduates, we have all passed through the doorways of Ursuline Academy and exited a different person. As we move through our lives, whether we continued as students, pursued our careers, whether we became wives, mothers, grandmothers, whatever the course, we are called to fulfill our mission as only we can. Distinguished alumni, it could be any one of us. It is all of us. We each have our own story and our own mission. And Ursuline blessed us with the tools and knowledge needed to hear and answer the call. I would like to close with a quote from the great American humorist Irma Bombach. When I stand before God at the end of my life, I would hope that I would not have a single bit of talent left, and I could say, I used everything you gave me. Again, I thank you all, and I pray that for each of us, when our time comes and we stand before God, He will answer, "Well done, my good and faithful servant." Thank you.